And we're here with Nicco Montan, UFC flyweight champion. Nicco, it's been a long road to get here, UFC 228. So what's the process been like? I know there's been a lot of trials and tribulations with the injury and the tonsillitis and everything like that. So how's it been going?
It's been going, I guess, as smooth as it could go, considering, right after the fight, I had to look over my foot, make sure that was going to be healing properly. I didn't undergo surgery just because of the time it was going to take, the amount of time. So I was like, I'll get to it eventually, and had the boot on for about 2 months and was like, okay, you can't be like babying this anymore. I need to hop back on it and jump back into another fight. So I started training, and then I kept getting sick, and I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do about this except for try to go back to the hospital. Kept getting antibiotic shots and stuff, and that was just tearing me apart, and I was like, all right, something's up. So finally the UFC was like, we need a fight from you soon. I'm like, all right, I'm doing what I can do to stay in camp, but right now, my body, it's compromising. It's not letting me. My body is just like shutting down. Sure enough, they flew me out to Vegas. Got to see a nose, throat, ear specialist, and he diagnosed me with like a chronic bacterial infection. So he's like, I gotta get those tonsils out ASAP. As soon as they came out, I was right in camp. So it's been, I haven't really had any time off necessarily. It's just been go, go, go. But yeah, it's been, so for the past year, it's been a bumpy road.
So how do you deal with like the frustrations of, you winning the belt, like the highest moment in your career, and you've got all these setbacks and setbacks and setbacks. Like, how do you stay strong through that mentally?
It's life. It could be worse. You just have to always look at it from a different perspective in order to really appreciate where you're at, right? It's not always about the destination. It's about the journeys and lessons learned through it that ultimately gets you to be in that champion mindset at the very end when it's necessary to be there. So I just take what I can get. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I truly believe that.
Absolutely. So, looking at the fight against Roxanne, what did you learn about yourself from that fight?
I learned that some friends hit really hard. But about myself, I just learned that like the same kind of mentality. It was a day's notice to fight Roxy, and both her and I were like, all right, let's do this. There wasn't any like, no, we should renegotiate or any of that. It was kind of just, this is life. You gotta hop on it. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. Take it. You only live once, so why not live it to your fullest and don't have any excuses. Go in there and do your best. And that's what I did.
So obviously you're fighting Valentina Shevchenko. Is there anything that you can take away that fight and apply to this one? Anything in particular that stands out?
Head movement. It's easier said than done for sure. In the fight, you feel like you're freaking Blade, and you're just like in the Matrix, and you watch it and you're like, oh, never mind. That's not how it went. But I think the intensity and the volume that Roxanne and I had in that fight is definitely something I can carry into this next fight, and absolutely look forward to that pace. I think that's going to be what's necessary to win this fight. And not only that, I think the pressure, just being able to stuff a lot of the striking range, get in a little bit closer to be able to get my takedowns. So that fight, with its volume and its pace, has definitely set the standard for the rest of my UFC career.
And she's been very critical, I guess, to put it nicely, about the time it took to get to this point with you guys finally meeting
Valentina?
up. Yes, Valentina. Yes, and she said some things about if it doesn't happen soon, you should be stripped. Did you ever feel like you were close to being stripped of the title?
No, not at all. Dana is a pretty cool dude. He's understanding. It's not like I'm trying to I wasn't like holding on to this belt and going around taking pictures at the beach or anything. I'm over here trying to recover properly. And he's a guy who's trying to run a whatever multi-million-dollar business. I understand that he needs his fighters to go out. He's trying to get into a situation where we can get like ESPN coverage and everything like that. So we all need to be on a compromising, cooperative level. So he's understanding, but I understand that he needs me to fight soon. I don't think it's totally biased when it comes to him trying to get the fighters out. And if he was ever to take the belt away, I don't think it would ever be like any personal attack or anything, you know. I think it's strictly business with him. And I understand, so I'm doing my part to try to get back into fighter shape, you know. This past year, like I said, I was living off antibiotics for 3-4 months, and then I was in a boot, so I was immobile, going through atrophy for about 2 months. So I'm just a regular person coming off the couch fighting for a title again. And you know, that's life though. That's when you're handed these opportunities, you can't just come up with an excuse not to do it. Like, you got to put yourself out there so you can understand who you are in that. And so when you stand in front of a crowd of kids, or you know, your younger sisters, your family, whoever you want to look up to, you can say without a doubt in your mind 100% that, you know, you have to do this stuff, win or lose, you know, you just have to. Like, that's how you live life. That's how you accomplish things. There's never necessarily a failure or a setback when it comes to trying. You know, you put your effort into something and you learn. It's like, it's never just win or lose, really. You know, in the whole MMA aspect, obviously, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. But in the whole grand scheme of it all, you go in there, you put in your effort, and you're just honest about it. You're very vulnerable in front of a huge crowd of people, strangers, and they appreciate it, you know? The true people who are true fans, who are truly like good people at heart and aren't cyber bullies, they appreciate that. That's what they want to come to see. They want to come and see that entertaining fight. So, yeah, you know, doing my part to help out, you know, with my younger sister and the kids and everything, and showing them that you can do whatever you want to do as long as you set your mind to it, and, you know, be dedicated, be true to your dedication. You can do whatever you want.
That's awesome. And you talked about the fans. Obviously, we're here at the AAC right now. We walked into the arena, and I asked you, "What's the biggest venue you've ever fought in?" And you're just like, "Oh yeah." So when you see the size of this arena, like, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
It's huge. It's nothing that's gonna like take away from any of my focus. I've been in front of a crowd before. At my old high school, actually, in Shinley, we have this thing called the Wildcat Den. It's pretty big, not the size of this, but it's pretty big, and I have to get up and talk. You know, I'm not a motivational speaker per se, but it's something that you just, like, again, you know, you're handed this opportunity. You're here to motivate people. You're here for a bigger picture, for a bigger purpose. And then you just have all eyes on you, and you have to just talk, and you have to keep, you know, your composure, keep calm about it. And I think that's definitely what's going to be, I'm going to have to do here, which is going to be fine, because that's something I practice daily, right? Is fighting, is training.
Cool. Have you thought about like the whole difference in presentation and everything, where you won't have Daniel Cormier, you'll have Joe Rogan in the ring, you'll have Bruce Buffer calling your name this time? You thought about those kind of things?
No, no. This is really like, this is my second fight in the UFC, so things like that don't really pop up. You know, I'd like to have Joe Rogan just because he's a familiar face. Bruce Buffer is a familiar face. So, you know, whoever wants to be in there with me. I think Daniel Cormier had handed me the mic my last fight. Actually, I know that for a fact because my mom fought him to get through the cage. So Joe Rogan would be fun.
Okay, very cool. And how do you see the fight going down? I mean, Valentina is a tough opponent. I mean, everybody online, you kind of mentioned all the trolls and everything like that already. They're already writing you off. Like, they're not giving you a chance. But how do you see the fight going, and are you ready to, you know, state your claim that, hey, I deserve this belt?
Absolutely. You know, I don't go in there self-sabotaging myself. I don't go there in that cage, in that octagon, with any doubt in my mind, other than I'm be the best you can ever be at this moment in time. And that's what's gotten me here. You know, I've been the underdog through this whole process, through the tough season, and look where I'm at now. So there's nothing that's going to bring me down. I'm not necessarily on a high horse at all either. You know, I'm staying humble, I'm staying true to these realistic goals, and realistically, I'm the champ, and I definitely can absolutely defend this belt. In my mind, there's no doubt.
Awesome. Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Come September 8th, UFC 228.